Joining me now from central London is Kyaw Win, who's the Executive Director of the Burma Human Rights Network and the Chair of the Justice for Rohingya Minority. Ms. Win, thanks a lot for joining me. I just want to ask your opinion. This report, what sort of an effect is it going to have on Rohingya still in Myanmar who face persecution, or on the Rohingya who live in what is now the world's biggest refugee camp in Cox's Bazar?
Thank you very much, Kimberly, for having me here today. I think it's a huge impact on the Rohingya people who are around the world, not only in the Rakhine in Bangladesh, because you see this is a persecution going on the Rohingya community since several decades. And this is the first time in the history the UN come up with such a strong terminology and genocide, which is a really genocide, and you should call genocide a genocide. And this is the most important thing here is the perpetrator should realize that there is accountability, and they are going to face the accountability, the crime they have committed, and this will immediately affect on the Rohingyas, those who are surviving in Burma, in the Rakhine state, because the perpetrators will realize that they are not out of the hook, so they will be face accountability for they are committing any crimes against humanity or genocide.
Now, the report also describes the military as being virtually above the law. How then do you think they will be held accountable if they're in their own country, they are above the law?
Actually, this is about the international community to determine. It's very important and very crucial, especially for the UK government. And you see, UK is a pen holder of the resolution on Burma in UN. So UK government need to take a very bold step now, because this is a genocide that international community has a responsibility to help those people, the victims, not only humanitarian aid, but also every possible measure to stop the genocide and to take the perpetrators brought to the justice. And this is also signaling to the neighboring countries and other part of the world that those who commit this crime against humanity and genocide will not get away with this. And this is importantly, we urge to Prime Minister Theresa May to immediately take some action and not to let it. We need a serious action against the perpetrators. And the next month there is a UN world leaders are gathering in New York, and this is a very important chance for the victims to get justice.
Jeremy Hunt, the Foreign Secretary, has said that he is going to go to Myanmar as soon as possible to, quote, seek answers. What sort of answers do you think he's going to get from, let's say, the civilian arm of the government, who they haven't been put forward for prosecution in this report, but it has been said that they didn't do enough to stop it. What sort of a response do you think Jeremy Hunt is going to get there?
This is very interesting that why Mr. Jeremy Hunt want to go to Burma to seek answer. The answer is here very crystal clear. This is genocide. He doesn't need to go and seek the answer. What he need to do is the Prime Minister Theresa May government need to take immediate action against the perpetrator. Because this is UK need to refer Burma to International Criminal Code, and UK also has to.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Joe. If they go to the ICC, they're not a signatory on the Rome Statute in Myanmar, which will mean that they'll need the backing of 5 Security Council members. Do you think China is going to accept that? And
that's how international community need to work together. And I don't think China would support or protect any country that commits genocide. So, which is a very shameful for international as a international relation. So I think UK has to take a leadership role here, and I believe that Ms. Theresa May government has has enough capacity to do this. So, and they can also, the UK government also influence to international, their partners, and in China, Russia, France, and US.
The report also suggests that the UN sets up an independent body to look at what has happened in Myanmar, similar to the one in Syria. Do you think that would be effective?
I think the most important thing right now is to refer Burma to International Criminal Code. Yes, there are so many options. Still, we can look for but we have enough evidence now.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Shaw. What will the ICC do?
This is a very important question. I mean, those perpetrators, they should be brought to justice, and International Criminal Court will definitely proceed the legal matters, and the legal expert has a very important role here. And I think those who committed the genocide shouldn't be allowed to go free and business as usual, which is very shameful for us to, and also it's very unfair with those victims, those who face rapes and mass killings, and those who lost their loved ones. So it is very important for international community to immediate to take action against the perpetrators and refer Burma, those generals, to International Criminal Court.
Okay, let's talk now about Aung San Suu Kyi, the de facto leader of Myanmar. Under the constitution, the civilian arm of the government has very little control over the military, but the report does say that through their acts and omissions, the civilian authorities have contributed to the commission of atrocity crimes, and it specifically says that Aung San Suu Kyi has not used her de facto position as head of government nor her moral authority to stem or prevent the unfolding events in Rakhine. Do you think it goes far enough in its condemnation of Aung San Suu Kyi's behavior at the time?
I think you see here there are government Suu Kyi government especially when there was attacks happening in Burma, she speak out something but which is favoring the military, which is as a human rights activist, we find that's a big problem. And also now the situation is, of course, that the Burmese government is Dosu government is under the military control, and they cannot do certain things as they wish, as they want to do. But on the other hand, it is not right for any person, those who see that this is a genocide, and keep silent. So I think that's very important that the legal expert to determine whether she is complicit or not. But from our point of view, everyone who able to stop the genocide must do something immediately and effectively. And this is the very important moment for the British government to take a bold step against Burmese generals, to refer them to ICC, International Criminal Court.
Okay, Mr. Kyaw Win, the Executive Director of the Burma Human Rights Network, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.